welcome to the Polarizing podcast episode about life and network marketing. Today, obviously, as you can see, we have the beautiful Lorena and myself here, and we're gonna talk first of all about all of the questions from the community that we got on NGL. We are ready here with our phones, gonna answer transparently all of you guys' questions. And then the main goal of all of this is to give you guys a glimpse into the inside of our life, about how we think about things in general, and obviously a lot of advice, tips, nuggets from our success. But first of all, we're going to start with Lorena for her to introduce herself, and then we're going to start with the questions.
Yeah, thank you, Miguel, for having me. My name is Lorena. I'm doing that business since 5 years. I'm since 5 years in network marketing. And Miguel and me, we get a lot of questions, always private on Instagram. Hey, it would be nice if you talk more about your private life, how you handle this. Can I ask you one question? And we were thinking, it makes a lot of sense when we both sit together, man and female energy together, and answer a lot of questions. Also, we have some personal questions that we never answered before. So I think will be very interesting.
100%, yeah. I mean, just in general, for you guys to understand, if there should be anyone that obviously came to watch this and doesn't know us, we are both top leaders in the network marketing industry. Network marketing is all about direct sales, building organization, leadership, and we are in a company called BE, Better Experience, where it's all about trading, investing, and building up portfolios using AI and technology to multiply money at the end of the day. And obviously, I myself have done this for the past 8 years. I'm currently 29 years old. We both live in beautiful Dubai, where we're sitting in the podcast studio. And for me, this industry has been a blessing, changed my life. I dropped out of my law studies after 3 months to pursue a full-time career here. And I'm just very grateful to be able to travel, live a free lifestyle, and at the end of the day, do what I want to do and help people, as someone helped me when I was in a very dark place, no money, no idea, no future. So I love this industry. And obviously, as leaders, as Lorena said, we get a lot of questions. There's a lot of people that are interested in our life, because people that watch this, they kind of want our life and they want to understand how it is. So I guess we just start right away with the first question, so you guys get the nuggets.
We start with our personal life structure. How does a typical day in your life looks like if you are at home, not beach or somewhere else, just when you're like, okay, today is home day?
Yeah, it's a very good question. So, I mean, look, the normal stuff that happens is I wake up, and when I wake up, first of all, I get a coffee. I love coffee, and I just sit in front of my desktop, in front of my computer, and normally I go over WhatsApp quickly just to see if there's any, let's say, important messages. I'm not answering all of the messages right away, because normally I switch over into the market. So I just check my open trades, my positions, the news, what is happening, because obviously in the financial world, especially now since Trump is president, sometimes you wake up, it's a nightmare. Sometimes you wake up and you make a lot of money. So gotta check the markets first, and all the finance stuff, the open positions. And then normally I go over to WhatsApp. I answer all of my messages, because I'm someone that always loves to have a clean WhatsApp. I don't like to have open messages and let people wait. So I answer all of my stuff. Then normally I either have a couple of Zoom calls, or I start to trade, depending if there's something to trade right now. Then normally, usually I would eat. I would then go to the gym, boxing. Now, obviously, I'm in the preparation for a fight, so I have to train a lot. And then I come home, I shower, and then it's Zoom calls basically the whole night, or meetings here in Dubai. But that's normally how it goes. Wake up, markets, messages, my boxing, fitness, whatever, coming home, Zoom calls, meetings, and then basically most of the times, like an hour before I go to bed, normally I enjoy myself. I do something that I love, even if it's like sometimes gaming a little bit. I'm a big fan of gaming, or like reading a book, or, just spending time with my fiance, with Anita, and that's it, just that's a normal routine.
You love routines and you like structure.
A lot, very much.
Okay, because the funny thing is I don't.
Opposites.
When people sometimes think like, what is your routine? When do you get up? What is your home structure? When I have home days, I don't really have a structure. So let's say I wake up. My boyfriend is always doing smoothie for me in the morning, and then we go
what kind
out.
of smoothie?
Oh, with a lot of things always. But we go out to balcony and enjoy without checking the phone. This is the only thing I really start to do every day. And 2 times per week I started with gym in the morning.
Nice.
But let me tell you a thing. I'm not a gym girl. I'm not I told you last time already. Before I started my business, I didn't went to gym or anything. I just do now because I can pay a personal trainer. So that's the only reason. And I have to say that because I think that people ask this because they think that our success is about our home structure or anything. But my success was never in a routine. I think for you it's different.
Pretty much.
But sometimes I wake up, I start looking at my messages, I answer them. Sometimes I do shower first, sometimes I do later. I jump in really cozy home clothes, and then I sit on sofa. And I know that a lot of people say, get an office. And this is very funny because we are so opposite about.
100%.
So I think some people need an office to be productive. I never needed an office. I can work on the sofa, I can work on bed and get things really done. So when I do a home day, let's say I'm normal day in Dubai and I decided to stay home, I check all social media, I answer all messages, I take my iPad, I take some ideas, I really get things done, take water in my nice, aesthetic girl
Bottle.
cup. I take pictures also of me working. I think it's very important to romanticize sometimes a home day. Taking a picture from you with your laptop. Now we work. You post your to-do list online. This is also what sometimes getting me to do more things when I post what I am doing. So actually, very simple. I just check that I feel cozy. I check that I get everything done, and I'm just chilling all day then on sofa, like nothing really special.
So every time we do a call, I see you just sitting somewhere on the sofa or something.
Or in the bed sometimes.
It's crazy. That's how different it is at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, as you said, I think the main message here is really for people to understand that you wake up and there's things you need to do, and that's it, and you do them. And then obviously you try to get yourself into a cozy or into a professional setup or whatever suits you and makes you feel powerful, gives you energy, makes you feel structured, for example. Everyone is different, Exactly. Some people love the chaos, some people need like a clean room. For example, I need a very clean room to work and quiet room. So everyone is different, but do create the environment you need to, to get the job done at the end of the day. And for everyone is different, but it's funny, because direct opposite. Crazy.
So I think just don't focus so much what we are doing at home. Just check that you are getting things done. If you feel it's on the desk, perfect. If you think you cannot work in bed, go out of bed. When you think at the desk, I know you get back pain and I sometimes feel cold or whatever. And when I feel in a comfort environment, I start to hustle like this and not go out of my sofa, then this is good. So, but
Makes sense. At the end of the day, get the job done and create an environment that helps you to create that success, but also don't over exaggerate with routines. I think that's a big problem. Like, not anymore, but back in the times I remember when all of this Instagram motivation came and all of these coaches, and they were like, you need to wake up and you need to jog 3 kilometers, then you need to take a cold shower.
5 a.m. club.
Then you need to do your book of gratitude, and then you need to pray to God. And like everyone has their routine, but like your routine should not be 80% of the time and 20% working. It should be 5% and the rest 95 is working.
Exactly. There was one phase where I really wanted to be this kind of girl, this kind of aesthetic, wake up in the morning, do my matcha, and then post that. But I understood I'm not. It stressed me too much.
It stresses you way too much. There's small little things that help, as you might have now understood with Lorena answering and myself, and you need to find it out for yourself.
Exactly.
How does a typical day in your life looks like? How do you structure your day in general? I think we did this. Talk about life when you are not at home. So let's focus like when you are traveling, since we travel a lot, right? We have a lot of business meetings. You have a lot of events, conventions. And how do you try to still be productive while you're traveling, while your normal environment obviously is completely different? Because it's easy at home, you can control it easily. But what do you do when you're traveling?
The problem sometimes in network is this lifestyle phase. I guess that, like you say, that we built our business 2 years at home. My first incentive when I started traveling was after 2 years.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And then people get stuck in this lifestyle thing. Travel here, travel there, travel here, and they stop to get things done. And I can understand that in the beginning it's harder to get everything under control. But surprise, you need to learn how to get it under control, because you will not stop traveling once you have the money, you have the lifestyle, you don't have a job anymore, you just do network full time. Of course, you get invited here. In 2 weeks we are Philippines, there's always something. And how to get things done, for me, I need time for myself. I was always thinking I'm extrovert, but I understood that I 50% extrovert and 50% introvert. And I think this is what everyone needs to do. The problem is when people start to travel, they have this FOMO, this kind of, I will never be here again. So I needed to go to every city. I needed to do, I need to be the best tourist. This is what we always see on incentives. I need to see everyone, speak with everyone. No, when you're network marketing, keep your focus on one day I can travel every day and I will be at this trip again one day. I will come here back. And when you have this kind of mindset, I will never be here again. I need to watch around every corner, because I remember that time when we were like, we stay here, hustle. And then there are these kind of groups like, no, we go out, we booked an Uber and we go to the city. Okay, but I don't think that you are productive. I don't think that you will get things done. I was always this kind of person who was like, I will come, but I will leave at that to be alone in my bed and do my things. And this is the same thing when we have leadership retreats. I need some hour for myself to recharge, think about everything that happened and answer my messages and to put on my stories and don't let my business fade away with me.
I always have the rule, and the rule is like, if I feel that I did something worthy enough or I was very successful in that day, then I'm gonna treat myself. So I would, even when I travel, try to keep the normal routine, which is waking up, checking the charts, then doing the meetings, the events, the whatever. And if we are in a new city or whatever, after business is done, all the meetings are done and there's still time left, then I would go into the city for 1 or 2 hours and check something or go out or whatever. But it would more be like, if it was a good and successful day, then you treat yourself. It also helps a lot to reprogram your mindset, because most people are still in this mindset where they want instant gratification. So they wake up, they're in a new city, new country, and they're like, oh, let me explore everything. No, first you do your business because your business got you to go there at the end of the day. And then if you have done a good business and you have worked hard and you had a lot of closings, you made money, you had a good event or whatever, then you celebrate. It's normal in network marketing anyways that after events or whatever, you go with the whole team to a restaurant or whatever and you have a little bit of fun. So don't over exaggerate. And there also has been countries that I've been to. For example, I've been to Manila, to Philippines for 3 days and I haven't left the hotel. I haven't seen anything, zero. I haven't been once on the street. It happens sometimes. It is what it is, but business comes first because that's why you travel.
And you will be in Manila in 2 weeks
again. And now we go
again.
So then I will enjoy it. So as you said, you come back to these places, But
exactly.
I guess everyone needs to stay focused, understand why they're here, focus on the business. And the same with Japan, when I was in Japan with Anita even, obviously you want to wake up and you have some things you want to do, for 1 or 2 hours, go see the city, come back and then work, So there's always enough time to work. What you're going to do 8 or 9 hours in the city, like it makes no sense. So 2 or 3 hours is enough. The rest of the day you work and then you wake up and you do another thing you want to do. So
yeah, I think the most important thing about this is because also when the team is in Dubai or anything, I see also beach clubs, bowling here. Stop having so much FOMO. This kind of fear of missing out. I need to do everything now because I'm young. This is the wrong mindset, because when you think about, oh my God, one day I will live in Dubai, I can celebrate everything. One day I will be here again. You attract you directly attract other things when you have this kind of, I will never be here again. I will never see them again. I need to do it now because guess what? You will never be there again.
Makes sense.
And so I think this is the important thing, to not have so much fear of missing out when you travel and to be grateful for that business that you have and don't left it behind and just take the...
Yeah, again, the business is the reason why you're there. So honor it, build it, and then, it's anyways, every day I do that. I first do all of the things that I don't like, that I don't want to do, the hard things, and then later you treat yourself with 1 or 2 hours and you do whatever you want,
So how do you maintain balance, like business, family, self-care, and hobby?
To be very honest, I think in the beginning, in the first 1 to 3 years, you shouldn't look for balance. You should only look to get as successful as fast as possible in the business, in any business. So I remember when I started, my first 3 years were crazy. Like I didn't focus on anything. And I hate myself a little bit for it because I was very cold. I was very focused. I didn't leave my room. I remember my sister was going through a pretty hard phase, my younger sister. And to be quite honest, I very much did the very least to help her because I was so focused, because I just knew I need to make money. We are in a difficult situation. This business needs to work. I burned all the bridges. So the first 3 years, 2 years, whatever, the initial phase is the one where I think you should not look for balance. I didn't go to the gym. I was eating unhealthy. I was smoking too much. I was sleeping too little. I was hustling too much. But I had to get this plane, this business off the ground so it flies. And once it flies like a plane and it's like in this altitude where it's just cruising, that's like after you have built the business, you are financially more stable, then obviously you start to, look for your relationships. You start to spend more time with your family again. You start to think, oh yeah, I should do something for my body and mind, because these things are going to unlock the next level, right? For me, a big unlock of next levels was going to the gym, physically doing something, having time to personally develop, like go to seminars, read books, also have the quiet time to reflect and think. That helped me a lot. And that's what I do on a daily basis still. So now I guess sports, I love sports. It's important to do, in my opinion, personal development, quality time. And every time I travel to Europe, I see my family. So every time we do something in Europe, first I go to my family for a couple of days. So I end up seeing them more than when I lived in Germany. It's crazy.
Same.
Because when I lived in Germany, I didn't see them at all,
Same.
But now with travel, it's crazy. It's the direct opposite, right? But yeah, that's it. Balance. I don't think so much in balance. I think in phases. For me, there's phases. There's phases where you work very hard. There's phases where you still work hard, but you spend a little bit more time with, your loved ones. And then there's phases you are focused on. Depending on what is important for you in life right now. Later on, you can switch the phases and the business will still continue because you are still very focused on it. And to be very honest, there's so much time in a day. Like I don't understand how people are wasting so much time. There's so much things you can do. I mean, yourself, you run a business, you have a relationship, you still have enough time to do your sport, you still have enough time to meet the girls and do all these things, right? Same for me. I mean, I box, I do YouTube, I trade, I do network marketing, I travel all the time. I have enough quality time with my fiance. I still see my family a lot, It's still possible. It's just a mindset thing. But how about you in the sense of, balance? What do you think about it?
It's what you say, there's enough time. And when people ask, how do you structure your day? The actual question is always, how can I stop being so lazy and chill on my phone for 2 hours and still get things done? Because of course there's enough time. You have everything. I can handle everything now. And like I 100% agree with you. When I started that business, there was no balance. And I didn't went to any gym or any sports. I tried 2 times and then I was like, that takes too much time. I was drinking, I guess like you, Red Bull, all this energy stuff.
Too much.
And also my family started to be like, you don't have so much time anymore. And I think you need to go through that because...
Very good point.
There's this circle of happiness that I always preach and what everyone wants. This is like health, friendship, family, love, finance, like this kind of what is making you happy. But you cannot have everything at one time. You need to build it up. Like you say, okay, now we have finance, check. Now let's go to more health maybe. Let's check. Now we go to love. I will see the people more that I didn't saw the last 2 years. I will say sorry. I built my business, but here I invite you to dinner. Of course, I gave everything also back to my family. I know money is not, it's people want more your time, but of course I said sorry.
But
I will pay for
quality. What you do when you are with them with money.
Yeah, because I was like, I can pay every dinner that we do for saying thank you, that you will still there, that you accept that I don't have so much time, and showing them also that this time was worth it, that I have something now. 100%. And then you can do love, then you build family. So everyone who always is like, how can I balance blah, blah, blah with my boyfriend, with my girlfriend? Of course, don't be so cold and ignore them suddenly. Be still friendly, but try to tell them that this is an important phase for you and that you want that they believe in you and that they support you and not go in your way and are like, you don't have so much time, because this is like not supporting, this is pushing down. So also try to understand like what is very important now. Going to the gym, depends. If you're a person who gets energy through it, I don't. So what did I do? I spent time on Pinterest sometimes to take some energy. And I think it also depends. When you do this business already for 2 years and you are stuck maybe at a certain rank, of course, for 2 years, Red Bull and is also not very healthy. But there are phases where I think the most important thing is don't stress yourself about to
Everything
have it
at
all.
the same time, yeah.
Yeah, because we have so much time.
Yeah.
We can fill our circle of happiness maybe at 50, maybe at 40. And this is the same thing with fear of missing out. People say, I'm in my 20s. I want to travel. I want to be young. I need to balance. Okay, but then you chose already your way. You chose to celebrate the 20s.
This normal mindset that everyone has when they're young. I still remember probably same with you after school. It's like, now I'm in my 20s. I just want to party, just get wasted, fly around, see everything. It's like already the mindset that you're going to be like in prison after 30 for the next, until you die, basically. You know,
exactly.
And for us, it's just the opposite. Yeah.
And do you remember this part that I did on our German convention? This kind of, everyone is like, I'm in my 20s. I want to travel. I want to go here. But what is with 30, 40, 60?
So sick, yeah.
And I'm thinking like your circle of happiness, your young years are now for building the circle. But finance, guess what? When you don't spend time on this phase in finance with 20 or 30, you will not spend time on finance with 50 or 60. It's
always going to come back, yeah.
So you will have a hole in your circle of happiness. And this is what keeps you sad and frustrated because you cannot finance your family. So start building and you will not have a balance in your first years. I'm sorry to say.
So if you have the kind of steps, it's always take care of finance first, then of your mind and body. And then you're normally going to attract a good partner because you're also grown enough. And then you have the love of your life. And then you're normally 30. And then you go into the 30s with everything done, you know, and then you can enjoy also.
Exactly. And I'm also thinking that so many people also want to attract the love of their life, which is fitting to them when they have this finance, the health and everything, you know, because also you outgrow sometimes yourself in your 20s. And I don't want to say that you should break up or something. Maybe your partner is growing with you. That's perfect. But don't focus on love when you are 21 or 20 because there's enough time to focus on love in your future.
Either you have it when you're younger, you know, but normally for the most people, what I see is just like, you know, they build themselves, they build their business, they kind of understand what they want, they don't want, you know, everything is taken care of. And then it just happens, you know, and then you also gonna attract someone in you know, for what you are now. Because I think if you're 20, 21, 22, 23, until 25, I felt, I cannot speak for anyone else, but I felt like I know what I want, but I'm still too young, you know. There's still so many things open where I have an opinion about. Now I just feel like there's things I know, there's things that I want like this and I don't want, like I just know what I want and don't want, you know. And I think it's difficult to like figure out life in the phase where you don't know anything and you don't have a stable business and everything is just like, you know, crazy. I mean, it's possible, but most of the times, you know, don't stress yourself. Stress yourself first in the business, then get your mind right and your business and your body, and then you're gonna attract, and then you can build a family and it's all gonna be easy.
Still try to, of course, in your business phase to get some time for yourself to charge energy. Don't get ourselves wrong and now think, okay, just business 24/7. If you charge energy with going to the gym, very good. If you charge energy with talking to your father or whatever, this is charging energy, but this is nothing to do with this kind of balance. Stop having this pressure of my balance. Just do things. First, focus on your business and then do the things that you charge or that gave you energy, of course, because we also don't want to outdrain you. But this is a similar thing of pressure of balance and charging energy with something in this, you know. And I can promise you all, when you push this business really, really hard and really focused, you will have so much time for your family. And you appreciate the time more with your family. Like you say, when I'm in Germany, I have so much quality time that I've never had before with them when I was living in Germany.
Same. 100%.
So, yeah.
Because at the end of the day, money is important because you can do a lot of nice quality things and create memories and experiences, you know. And it's not always about the money, but it's just like different, you know. It's It's difficult to explain, but one day you guys will understand.
Yes.
But yeah, let me ask you one question.
Okay.
There's one about who do you text the most? Someone asked, like, who on a daily basis do you
On
text the most?
I text the most. Let's go to WhatsApp, no? My groups are all pinned. I don't have any person pinned. I don't have my boyfriend pinned or my mama pinned. I have my groups pinned. Also, this
Crazy.
is
Business first, huh?
Good advice from your mentor.
Yeah.
Then I think then it starts, of course, my mother, my boyfriend, then my girls, let's say the closest leaders who always update something. Okay, if I have to, and there's also on last days more you. When you're in Dubai, you're also at the top. But the most groups, it's my groups. It's leadership groups, discussion groups. And then also my best friend is also always at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's different with the pinned ones. So my first one is my fiance, and then I have my leadership group, the main leadership council group we have. Then it's just a group in between me. So just where I'm inside, where I just put notes and stuff like that. And then it's the network marketing groups. And mostly, like, if you speak about individuals, obviously, my closest people around me, my business partners, and people that work with me, for me, and my leaders. That's it. Yeah, I mean, it's always mostly the same people.
Yeah,
the top
same.
leaders, basically, right? And family and the loved ones. But that's basically it. And I message myself a lot, to be honest. Sounds weird, but just for taking notes, forwarding information. Sometimes when I have a thought about something, when I, for example, say, look, I have a good idea about something we could do. Sometimes you're just like, it's too hectic and you don't have time to think about the thought. So I just put it in there and then I come back and pick it up. So more like where I park some information and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's basically it. Yeah. But I try to be as little on social media as possible, to be honest. Because I also, like, for example, when we speak about messaging and stuff, sounds very stupid, but I turned all my notifications off completely. I don't get any notifications, never. I'm anyways all the time on WhatsApp, on Instagram, so I will always see everything. But I found out for myself that if I'm like in a hustle phase, I'm like trading or I'm on a Zoom call or stuff, and always this ping of WhatsApp and stuff, I still look at it all the time. Or you're in the gym or you're training and then you see on Instagram, just someone liked, you just click on it and now you're stuck again in this Instagram. You start reels, you start all of this random, like it pulls you back, So for me, I think being very direct and knowing who I want to message, and then I leave the platform as soon as possible again, because you get sucked into watching reels and TikTok so fast, and then you half an hour is gone. You're like, what the fuck happened? Like, I just wanted to message someone, or you even forget why you went on the platform. So I try to be very mindful with social media and messages and stories and all of these kind of things.
Yeah, also when we think about social media in general, like TikTok, I muted people. I don't unfollow. Everyone is always like, unfollow those pages of people you don't want. I think unfollow is very hard.
It's a bit hard, yeah.
I just mute them. I mute people I don't want to see. I mute people who take my energy, and I mute people like who are not interested for me, so that my closest people and you or Max,
front,
like that, they are always in front, and I watch the stories that I want to watch. And the same goes for TikTok. I sometimes watch TikTok for get inspiration, but I never go on the For You, this kind of where in TikTok tries to keep you on TikTok. I always go on follow people who I just follow. And people I just follow are people from business and inspirational women who have good content. So I just get inspired and save always things, and then I go out.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it's crazy that you muted your notifications.
Because I found myself all the time getting looped in again, and it's always like, if you count it up, it's like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. If you add this up, if I think the idea should come from yourself. Now I want to check my WhatsApp. Now I want to check my Instagram. Not it always pulls you in and out and in and out and in and out, because it always breaks your focus. It breaks your routine. It breaks your awareness, So I would not recommend it in the beginning if you're not very disciplined, because then some people just completely forget about everything. And that's obviously, if you're building a business or you are in a business where it's all about communication, you should be very disciplined in doing it. But for me, it's very easy. So I don't, for me, it's way better like that. But yeah, when it comes to messages, again, for both of us, obviously, family, business partners, loved ones, my phone keeps falling down. But yeah, I think we have another interesting bracket, which is personal, right? There's some personal questions that we got asked on NGL. Do you
I
wanna move over?
have one left to
Okay,
that topic,
let's go.
but it's for me, so you
Okay.
need to, because it's family.
Let me read it out. Oh, it's a big question. So how can I love these questions. How can women handle full-time job, second part-time job, seasonally, and be distributor for B, and later own her own business because Slovak and European regulation, and still be in her feminine energy? And how can I do the team in the environment only me and others are enemy? Okay, I don't really understand the question, but I understand the beginning.
The beginning. Let's
The
speak about the
makes sense.
beginning.
So how can a woman handle full-time job, second part-time job, seasonally, and be a distributor for B, and later own her own business?
And still stay in feminine energy. So I think, first of all, there is I don't see any feminine energy in this daily routine, actually. And I think it's okay in the beginning if you are not in your feminine energy. Woman has masculine, feminine, like man. And we all need both energies. And for people who follow me a lot knows that I was not in our first business in a feminine energy. I was the man, and I was really in masculine energy, because sometimes you need your masculine energy for providing, for getting things done, for, because what you write here, like that you have a job, and then I don't see any softness or anything. But of course, I think you need your job to get money, and your afternoon you will spend for B, to build your side business. Of course, sometimes you need to have some hour for yourself, like we already talked about this. Try sometimes to put on a candle, to calm a little bit down, to not be so in your emotions also, and not so, how can I say this word, so frustrated or hardworking all the time. But I'm sorry to say, you need to be in your masculine energy in the beginning to come in your feminine, because you need to build your business in the afternoon to quit your main job or your second part-time job first. So then you have maybe more time, then you can relax more, then you can get or leave things. But you need your man in you first to provide for you, so that your woman in you can relax one day. So I don't see, I'm sorry, we all preach all the time, be in your feminine, but when you are the hardest hustler in your household and you have a job here and a job there, I don't think that feminine energy also is a solution to get the life you want. I don't know. What's your opinion on that?
I think what is important, because I think many people are confused about what feminine and masculine energy is. And as you said, right, we have it like a man has feminine and masculine energy, and the woman has feminine and masculine energy. I think the feminine energy is always projected on women because I guess for a woman herself, she wants to be in the feminine energy because that's more natural for her. And I think for a man, it's more natural to be in the masculine energy. Now, the easiest way to understand what it actually is masculine energy is doing and feminine energy is being. So being means you let things happen to you. Being is like, as you said, light up a candle and relax, chill, spa, I don't know, go to the nail salon, or like you are just sitting somewhere and something is happening and it improves your beauty, it improves your well-being. That is like being feminine, right? So for example, what would be for me a feminine thing that I do, or like more feminine energy, where I'm focusing on just being and I do very little of it. But if I do it, then it's, for example, just lying on the couch and watching a series. That's for me being in my feminine energy, because I'm not doing anything, and I do it very rarely. But normally, like now, how my life is, normally Sundays is my rest day. So Sundays is where I'm trying to not do anything. I don't try, I'm just trying to I game a little bit, I watch a series, I get massage over or whatever, just like relaxing and not doing anything, not thinking about business, creating. And then the masculine energy, obviously, as I just said, is like when you are, specifically for this question, you are the one that brings the income, you're the one that makes the money, you're the one that takes care of the family, you're the one that takes decisions, And then what I think women crave always is like a man, for example, that is more masculine, which most people nowadays forget and think it's only about money, that a man that has money is a masculine man. No, not at all. You can even have more money, because obviously we have a lot of ladies that make a lot of money in this business, and it's hard to find a man that is masculine and makes more money than them. So I think that's not it. A masculine man is just someone that creates, that provides emotional stability, peace of mind, that helps a woman to get into her feminine energy. And you're going to attract this, like in the beginning, you maybe not have it as a woman, you're building your business, you have to do it now. But there's no reason why you could not have one day a very masculine man that provides for you. And again, providing is not always money. It's like a lot of other things, like, again, mindset, well-being, like a little bit of an order in the house, direction, these kind of things. And it has nothing to do with money only. And then for men that are in this business, I very much recommend sometimes just try to be, like sometimes just try to not do something, just game a little bit, enjoy, read a book, sit somewhere, smoke a cigar on your balcony. These are the things I do to just come into my, let's say, feminine energy, and not always be in this, I need to jump, I need to run, I need to create, I need to build. And in the beginning, yeah, there is no feminine focus. There's like, you need to be and build and become very strong. But what I respect, I have to say, what I respect, especially with you, and I think it's very good that you get this question, obviously that's why you asked them, but I always felt like, even in the beginning, you are still very feminine, like you are still very like calm, you are very positive, you are very ladylike, you're very, feminine in general, like this quiet, intelligent energy at the end of the day. That's how I always felt about you. And even though you are such a big leader, even though you have to take so many decisions, even though you do all of these things, but I also think it has a lot to do what you just said with your routine. You work on a sofa with a like cuddly, and like with a pajama or whatever, it's like you get yourself into it, and then you can still create. So for everyone is a little bit different, but I guess to sum it up from my side, I think focus a little bit on being sometimes, but also creating. In the beginning, you need to understand you have to be in the masculine energy to get this thing to some place. And then later on, there's many factors.
You said something I was not thinking about before to answer her question again. So she is in a situation where she has second main job, and in the afternoon, like this bee business. You need, I think, 90% in the beginning to be in the masculine, because you need to do your bee business, so that you one day can quit, and then you have more time for being. But right now you don't have so much time left for just being. But like I said, you still need to calm down, because what you said to me is that I was always chilled and always relaxed.
I mean, you come across like that, because you control your frame. Like you're disciplined about it, And I think some people are just not, they're like, oh, I'm so my masculine, I feel so bad about myself, and I'm just gonna let it out on everyone, Even though you are in a difficult time, you can still choose to be feminine, I think. And you can choose to be masculine if you want to.
I mean, what I sometimes did, I don't know if this is the best advice, also because you don't drink alcohol. But of course, I also had a lot of stress sometimes in my business, working, doing. And like I told this question to her before, she needs 1 hour on a Sunday to go in the bath to chill. Sometimes I was just romanticizing it a little bit, took a glass of wine, listen, make music on, put phone away, and just leave all the stress, leave this kind of, okay, everyone is just stressing me out so much, dancing a little bit, getting makeup, so that you come to yourself and you're like, okay, I can handle this. Just being sometimes. But of course, women always crave this. I want to be 90% feminine energy, not when you're a businesswoman. Not when you're a businesswoman. You have to be in your masculine 90% of building business, but good.
But then I think you can still wake up and crush in business and be in your masculine energy, and then later on when your business is finished, you can still go completely in your feminine. You take a bath, you chill on the balcony, you do your nails, you do your makeup, you dance around, you drink a glass of wine, whatever it's for you. Everyone is different, but you need to first, I think, understand what is feminine and masculine energy, and that's what most people don't get. They think it's like I don't know. I think they can, it's a constant feeling of something. I think maybe some people think
feminine.
I think feminine energy for some women is like, oh, I'm taken care of, finances taken care of, someone takes care of me, I don't need to do anything, I don't need to think, I can just follow, I think that's like
True.
kind of like this Instagram feminine
Yeah.
thing that women think, but it's not. It's more about what you do with you, you know? And yes, it's good to have someone that puts you into the masculine or into the feminine energy, but it should be you that wants to be in either energy and can switch it and control it, because you will have many times where I feel I'm in my feminine energy, or in that sense, but then I have to do a Zoom call and I have to push energy and I have to yell at people and I have to be a man, you know? But then I have to switch and then I switch back again and then I switch. So you need to be good in switching in this business and controlling your energies, and also pulling a lot of energy if there's no energy. Like you might be sick, you're traveling, you are jet lagged, everything is going to shit, your private life is going to shit, but you still need to be on a meeting and be masculine and push and be positive and sell the product or lead the team. And then you maybe go to the hotel room and then you take a bath, or you just chill, you listen to music, you watch a YouTube video, whatever makes you then calm down again, you know? At the end of the day, you just need to be good in controlling yourself in what energy you are right now, and again, sometimes be and sometimes do it. It's you know, whatever you want.
Yeah, true.
It's a really good topic. Yeah. And again, for myself, I respect everyone, especially women in this business, that control their feminine very strong, because it's a big problem in this business for female entrepreneurs, I think, but also for men nowadays. I mean,
but also that will get better. Like the beginning is always
It's
very
always
hard,
shit.
always
It's always
masculine,
hard.
always doing, always thinking.
Yeah.
I can promise you, if you still push like with everything, you will have more time for you. You will have money for get your nails done. You will have money or in time for go to the hair salon. You will find a big balance, but it's okay if this balance is not perfectly under control in the beginning.
There's
of course.
phases.
Exactly,
There's
like also
phases.
phases.